So today I'm going to do a video on elderberries and their benefits. You know, they boost your immune system, they lessen stress, they're good for your heart, they're full of antioxidants and different vitamins. And in fact, when you look for them in a grocery store or, you know, like a Walgreens or something like that, they're in the pharmacy. They're one of the few syrups like that, a natural remedy that's actually been shown to help ward off colds or flu if you take it like preventative, in a preventative way like I do. Or if you feel like you're getting sick, then you can take it the minute you start to feel like you're getting sick, though you want to get right on it and start taking it. The problem is when you buy it in the store, it's really expensive. A little bottle like so is like, you know, $10, $12. And Paul and I both take it for preventative. So we're taking a tablespoon a day, knock on wood, we've been healthy. We've been doing this, I've taken it in the past, like if I felt like I was getting sick and I used to buy it. But it's just too expensive. And so I decided to start making my own. And so last September, we just started, we would go out in the hills and collect elderberries, which is really a fun thing to do too. You know, we just pack a lunch and take off for a day and come back with a big basket full of elderberries. And what's nice is they ripen really at different stages. Like in some areas, they'll even start late August, but usually it's going to be, you're going to be about a week into September, and it can go on into October. So you can be collecting elderberries for about a month. And I'm talking about in the Pacific Northwest, our elderberries are the bluish looking ones. You never want to use red elderberries. Back east, they have, east and I think south, they have the black elderberries, which I think are the healthiest, but our blue ones are have a lot of benefits to them as well. So I found the best way to take them off the stems. You don't want to use the stems because they don't agree with people. I think there's toxins in the stems. So you want to try to get those off. Well, if you just sit there and pick them, it takes a long time and they stain everything. So I get me a nice clean cloth. My mom always called these tea towels. I freeze them right on the stem. Now, in one of my videos on my Facebook page, I showed raking them off with a fork while they're fresh, and that does work. But I found this is even better because you hit them. And what they do when they're frozen like this, not only you crack in the cell wall, which is great, of the elderberry, but they'll just fall off the stem, and then you can pick the stems out easier. So I've got these broke up, kind of roll this up here so they don't go rolling off. So like I said, they get on your floor, you want to get it up because they'll stain. Right off the bat too, some of these stems will kind of pull right out. But see, there's no berries left on the stems, very, very few. But I make sure I get them all because this, you know, I drive around now and I'll see these elderberries that people have on their place and they're just rotting, and I'm thinking, man, that's like free medicine right there. You know, and people don't realize what they have. But like I said, you don't want the stems and you don't want red elderberries. I've only seen one red elderberry bush so far. Maybe I'm just been in the wrong places, but just one. I'll just dump these out here. But sometimes those big stems are right at the top. Yeah, I take a tablespoon, we both do, every day, just kind of at the same time we take our vitamins. We just look at this as part of our health regimen. I was able to get enough. I figure I probably got enough to get me to about May. Well, I want to continue taking it in the summer as well. And this year I'm going to have to end up buying some because I know that I won't have enough. Now these can until fall, and then, you know, next year I'll be sure that I pick enough for the whole year. And then I just, you know, put them in these Ziploc bags and freeze them, and then I make it as I go instead of making huge batches and then worrying how long it'll last. I just kind of make it as I go. I make about 6 weeks worth at a time, because that's how long I feel pretty safe storing this with the amount of honey that I use. I don't use as much honey as some people, and the honey is one of the things that helps preserve it. So I do use it, of course, but I don't use a lot of it. I don't like it that sweet, and it ends up pretty sweet. And I'm kind of a low carber most of the time, so I figure I just don't need all that honey either. Oh yeah, I think I may only need 1 bag instead of 2. Okay, so you can see here that basically all those stems came out. I think that's one of the cleanest batches I've ever really done. That's awesome. See, my hands already are turning purple. You see my bead trapper mug there. My kid's on a sign company, so lucky me, right? Okay, now I'm just gonna dump these into here. I think I'm only gonna probably do 1 bag, which is great because I may end up with more than I thought. Anyway, I think I was telling you before I got sidetracked. I did buy a bag of dried to help get me through summer. And they can be like $30 a pound. I was able to get some on Amazon for $16.95 a pound. I haven't used them yet. I won't use them until my own stash is gone from the freezer. Okay, so I'm just going to put this into this is a 2-cup pot here, measuring cup. And oh yeah, that's going to be plenty. Good. That means I've got an extra bag. I may get further along than May. So that ended up giving me 2 cups. I'm going to pour them in my pan here. And so the rule of thumb, you want to double in water. So we're going to go with 4 cups of water. We're lucky we have good well water. And then I'm going to put this on the stove and I'm going to let it reduce to about 3 cups. Some people go 2, but you know, I reduce it down somewhere between 2 and 3 cups. And then when it's warm, I'll put the, after it's been simmering for a bit, I'll put the honey in. Okay, so these have been simmering for about, half hour, 45 minutes. So I've got it reduced down. I'm going to pour it through the strainer here. Smells wonderful. And I want to be sure that I get all of that juice out of there. So I'm going to mash that down. Okay. That's still dripping some. So here you can see this beautiful concoction. All right, I'm gonna put the honey in there. Now I'm one of those cooks, I measure nothing. But the honey is what prolongs the life of it. So this is going to last the way I do it. This is going to last about 6 weeks in the refrigerator. That's why I make small batches instead of doing a lot. If you use more honey, it will last longer the way I understand it. This is how I've been doing it since September and it's been great. I use probably, this is going to be about 12 ounces of honey. And this is going to make quite a bit. It'll fill this. This is what I always keep in the fridge and just pour from my tablespoon a day. And then I put the extra in here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the honey in here while it's warm. You know, I'm just going to take this lid off. Just let it go. It'll be quicker. And I'll end up cleaning this out and getting it all out of here after the video is done. I'm going to stir it. This is one of the spoons that Pa made. We make spoons. This one I made out of redwood. And I may do a video on that sometime. I have some others in here, some redwood, some walnut, fir. So once this is done, I'll just bottle it up and it's ready to go. Tablespoon a day. If you know, and you can do that as preventative. If you don't want it as preventative and you want it for illness, you may end up wanting to do a tincture instead, so that this isn't just sitting around in your refrigerator. Not that it's not wonderful just to drink in small amounts. You know, study elderberry on the internet and see if it's something that you want to do. For us, it seems to work great. We've been, knock on wood, we've been healthy this year. Okay. Put it in here. Okay, and like I said, this is the one that we use first. Just makes it easy to pour from the fridge. I actually use one of those plastic caps that came with, instead of using a tablespoon, I use one of those plastic caps that came with a store-bought elderberry that I had some time ago. You know, like what's on the top of a cough syrup. That didn't reduce down a lot, but it did some. But it simmered for like 30 minutes or 45 minutes, so I know I got the juices in there. Sometimes I'll simmer it for about an hour. Anyway, if you like this kind of video, I'll be doing some other videos later on different kinds of tinctures. That'll come, you know, probably this summer. But we also do RV videos. We play music and entertain, so there'll be music. We rock hound, we metal detect, we camp. I do campfire cooking, all different kinds of things, lots of different kinds of crafts that we do. And so if you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Share it if you want. Until next time, we'll be keeping life simple. Perfect.